What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Major Minor. I am the Zombunny, and I am joined by my lovely wife, Hoshi.
Oh, hi!
I hope this is the last episode, because I keep thinking it's going to be the last episode, and I keep being
then more
wrong.
exposition.
And then more exposition happens. So, here we go. When I get outside, I immediately notice the carriage. My mind snaps back to Tokyo when I first saw the limo. It seems that stylish travel looks different in Terra. Take a breath of fresh air and smile. I sure hope things ended up the way ṛouᴉW predicted. An end to suffering, the resurrection of our friends. That would surely be a worthy end to my journey. It feels like it's been a lot longer than it really has. There was a part of me that was eager to see this end, but there was a part of me that didn't want to let go. I don't know which was winning the fight in my mind. Hey, sorry if I kept you waiting. I had to talk with everybody first. It's weird, since we're coming right back. At least, I hope we are. I don't know what Velasquez has planned, but I know we're in for one great party. But you know, regardless of my goal, I'm glad that I could attend it with you. We'll have fun before you see Velasquez. Anyways, I'm sitting up top. You can sit in the back with ṛouᴉW. I'm sure you have lots to talk about. He pats me on the back and jumps on top of the carriage. I guess he'd be giving directions to the drivers. Moments later, ṛouᴉW exits the tavern doors. Visibly drunk. No. Wow, it's awfully bright out here. I don't think I've ever been under the sun. I'm not really sure how to describe it. But I know there's a lot I haven't done. I guess now I'm free to try everything. And that's all thanks to you, David. He gives me a warm smile before walking to the carriage. I wonder how long it would take to get to the castle. Would you care to join me? I'm sure we can keep each other company. Oh, really? No shortage of things to talk about. After saying this, he enters the carriage. I follow behind him, climbing in the back. The fuck?
This carriage is much bigger on the inside.
Is that
Doctor Who jokes all over the place!
Pet. Flashbacks to the limo ride play even more in my head. ṛouᴉW is sitting comfortably on one side in silence. I'd take a seat if I were you. Shouldn't be standing when we start moving. I don't want you to hurt yourself. He gestures at the open seat in front of me. Without pause, I take a seat and look towards him. Not sure how long of a ride we have. I've only visited the castle in suspension. I've never left Velasquez's throne room. He rests back in his seat, sighing heavily. I never thought I'd live to see this day. We watched over Terra for millions of years. To think that change will finally come. I couldn't possibly be more excited. Everything is about to come together. This day will be remembered for eternity. By about 3 people. Talk about putting the pressure on me, ṛouᴉW. Velasquez will be quite happy to see you. He's been waiting for a very long time. I expect he has quite the feast ready. It's not too often that he opens the gates. The last time was the Exodus project. Of course, it didn't go as planned. The carriage shakes as we start to move. I'm reminded of when the train started back up again. ṛouᴉW crosses his arms, unaffected by this change. That's a depressing story, anyway. What else is there to talk about? I'm open for anything, really. I have a few ideas now that he's being more open, but the number one thing on my mind is his past. How did he really come to rule over the Ark? Where was he from? And what was his life like before? You want to know about my past, huh? You really are something else. Always taking an interest in others. Your bond with ṛouᴉW was strong enough. I didn't know we had a bond.
I didn't either.
Invisible affection meters!
Oh boy. And more exposition.
Fuck.
Joy.
Yeah, this probably isn't going to be the last episode then. Anyway, let's get the story rolling. I suppose I could tell you a little bit. My memory is a little hazy, though, so I'll just start with what I remember. I was created by Velasquez a long time ago. Oh. I figured he was a human at some point. Okay, whatever. Likely as a failsafe against Nami and Nagi. I'm positive that he thought this through. I mean, how could I harness the power? It's likely that I'm a living weapon, able to tap into it like their blades. They didn't know about me, or expect me, so they carelessly unleashed your power. They thought they had won so easily. Using your power, I sent you back. But this is where things get confusing. As you relived events, you got stronger. So I had to work with that in mind, meaning there's another truth to be told. I sent you back more times than I can count. Every time I did, your power grew. Unfortunately, many suffered repeatedly. Your journey hasn't exactly been easy. So the whole thing with the stabbing, or the whole thing with jumping back to the store has happened more than once? But you've been through so many cycles, made so many choices, met so many people. It was nice to watch you change it up. Every cycle had potential to be different. But some aspects were set in stone, mainly the fact that people died. But these experiences made you stronger. Your power is far greater than it was. Like a grain of sand becoming a desert. Unfortunately, it hurt me to watch this. I watched your friends die countless times. Sometimes it was Rook, and in others, Keela. But Clayson Rocker always perished. Oh, so this is telling us how it would have worked if you go back and do it again.
Huh.
This is like a message to the player.
Okay.
Along with Endymion and Kabu, meaning like, don't try to save them, you can't. So go the other direction.
Good to know.
You came close to dying several times, too. I watched Nagi stab you, over and over. But every time, I sent you back. I grew your power for almost an eternity. I had to be certain you were strong enough. In the end, we only get one chance. If I broke the cycle, we couldn't go back. So if you were hoping for another chance, you won't be getting one in the end. It's over if your power isn't strong enough. He just keeps revealing more and more, so I've been stuck reliving that cycle as well. From what he explained, I was thousands of years old, stuck in an infinite loop to grow my power. So I made different choices in other cycles. He must have witnessed almost every single possibility. But this raises a lot more questions than it answers. Velasquez will have to tell you more. Such as how you got the power to begin with. I am only responsible for nurturing it. And the achievement for this story was called Stuck on Repeat. But enough about that. We're here now. Hey, maybe this still will be the last episode. If I need to run it a little long, if it super feels like it's going to be the last bit, I'll run it a little long. We don't need to think about the past. The future is what's most important to us. I noticed that he dodged my question yet again. Is he lying? Or does he truly not know his past? Well, if he was created and not born, he probably just doesn't know.
Quite possible.
Well, I mean his past before this infinite cycle. Perhaps it's been so long he forgot about himself. You might be wondering about what I said. I told everyone you could revive the dead. Of course, this was just my theory. A game theory! No. I've witnessed so much death and rebirth, and I only received a portion of your power. I know that you can bring about change. I think we need to eliminate Nami and Nagi. Then maybe you could go back in time. We could change history without any worry. We've been at a fixed point on this timeline, but if we can erase their existence, then we really could change things. But I'm getting ahead of myself. All I know is that your power is limitless. I told everyone what they wanted to hear. They are still mourning over loss, some longer than others. They needed hope in this dark final hour. A great change is coming to Terra. It may even affect more worlds. Acheron has a lot of work on his plate that he asked for. So, I think he's fine. I trained him for what felt like years. It took him a long time to learn. To be honest, he had a lot on his mind. He kept asking about Max, over and over. But it wasn't out of worry or care. I think he wants to kill her, David. But he can't do that, no matter what. He can only visit her in suspended space. You must never kill anybody in that place. If someone dies in suspended space, well, they're gone from history. They simply cease to exist. I hope Acheron takes his duty seriously. So, if we suspend the world and kill Nagi and Nami, they disappear completely, and everything they've interacted with will change. I'm assuming that's how that would work. Or is it like from this point on they no longer exist and they can't be brought back? That's confusing. A grudge. I hope Acheron takes his duties more seriously. A grudge could cause extreme chaos. But this also supports my earlier theory. If someone can be erased from history, that just proves history can be changed. If we do that, we can prevent deaths. He definitely had a point, as weird as it was. He was so fixated on raising the dead, which made me wonder if he lost anybody himself. And his desire was being reflected in his speech. But I quickly realized this is pointless speculation, especially since he can't seem to recall his past. The majority of his existence was spent helping me. In a way, he sacrificed himself for my cause. I'm sorry for my little rant, David. I usually come across like I know a lot, but honestly, we're on the same page. As he says these words, the carriage comes to a stop. We jerk back a little bit, caught off guard. Oh, right. I guess there's one more thing. I told you about the true nature of Terra, how it houses the souls of the dead. I lied to Acheron about the Ark's skills. I told him that he could bring back the dead, but let's not make a big deal out of this. I told Acheron the truth as well. The salvation of Terra rests with you. You may be the one to bring back the dead. He was fine with this information, so there's no bad blood between anybody. Everything is finally out in the open. Without any explanation, he simply leaves the carriage. I jump out to follow, but I don't think I'm fast enough. I look in every direction once I exit the carriage, but for the life of me, I can't see Rayo anymore. Perhaps he just ran off to the castle on his own. He'd get to meet Velasquez for the first time, too. Hey there, David. It's a pretty sight, wouldn't you say? I see it all the time, but I still love it. He gestures broadly towards the castle with a smile. Then a moment later, he jumps down from the carriage. What do you say? Are you ready? We'll have to do our best to blend in. We don't want to skip the line or anything.
Don't get. We want to, but we don't get to.
I nod and look up towards the castle. It's true, it definitely was a sight to behold. Like something you'd see in the history books. But this time, I would be a part of that history. I can already see quite the lineup, too. We should get going so we aren't late. I'd hate to miss the king's big speech. He starts power walking towards the castle gates. I have no choice but to follow, so I run after him. After everything has happened, I was finally here. Would you like to save your game? Yes, but that's only at the 13-minute mark, and I think this is the end, so I'm gonna let it run long.
Okay, let's try it.
But he wouldn't get in without a wait. We wouldn't get in without a wait. We stood in a line of almost hundreds of people. It seemed like everyone on Terra was here. There were way more people than I saw back in Raeli. I guess that's the town name.
Mm-hmm.
With every moment, we get a little closer. I notice a couple of guards standing at the gate. They're guarding someone who's greeting guests. Wait, is that Lito? Oh my god, I saw this dude's picture when I was getting stuff for thumbnails. I've been waiting to meet this dude. I've always wanted to meet that guy. Me too! He's a legend around here, you know? Here he comes. I can't wait. It seems that Conrad is genuinely excited to meet him. In fact, I don't think I've seen him like this before. He must be a fan, or something of the sort. I ask him for some sort of information to pass the time. He has this way of reading you. He can predict your future, or something. I've heard that he's scarily accurate. I just never expected to see him here. Hey David, get out some money. I'd love to have him read our futures. I was gonna say, what money would matter in this world? What money would I pay him with exactly? I don't even know what the currency is on Terra. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I don't have any money either. Velasquez is supposed to pay me. He crosses his arms as we continue chatting together. After we pass some more time, we arrive at the gates. Sure enough, we're greeted by this Lito. Hello, citizens! Welcome to the castle! Velasquez welcomes everybody to his home!
He's special.
Today we learn about the future of Terra! That sounds pretty awesome, Lito. I'm Conrad, and this is David. You might have heard about my friend.
Oh, so this is David. Yes, Velasquez told me about him personally. No specifics, just that he's important. But that doesn't place you above the rest. I'm here to do my readings of the future. Everyone needs to know what awaits them. Velasquez has promised a brand new start, so today the readings are on him. Everyone is sharing their stories inside. We're looking towards a brighter future. He will be revealing the future of Terra, but I will get a little more personal. We'll find out what awaits you, too. That is so cool! I can't wait to hear. I've always wanted to get a reading done. I'm really glad we don't have to pay. It seems like today, everything is free. Velasquez will no longer hold anything back. So who will get their reading done first? Me!
Conrad is so excited. Conrad leaps forward and offers Lito his hand. So this involves him grabbing your hand. It's almost like Conrad knew exactly what to do.
I'm glad to see somebody so eager. A few people have been very rude so far. But either way, let's not wait any longer.
Lito grips his hand and holds it tightly. Then he closes his eyes and remains silent. I guess his reading requires the utmost focus.
I sense that you're lost, Conrad. Perhaps things have changed for you. You're scared of what you might become. But there's no need to be afraid, Conrad. I sense some royalty in your future. You'll get very close to the throne. Everyone you love will be close to you. The way you feel now is only temporary. You must learn responsibility. Soon, many people would count on you. You won't be able to hide in the shadows. No, you'll be pushed into the light.
He releases his grip on Conrad's hand. It was over. Conrad looks both happy and confused at what he heard. I'm not entirely sure what he meant, but it seems like my future is awesome. I have no objections to anything I heard. I wonder what yours will be like, David. Maybe our futures will cross paths. I'm pumped just thinking about it. Pumped, really?
Wow, he's more eager than I thought. But I did forget to let you know, Velasquez requests an audience, David.
He turns to me and gives me a wide smile.
He'd like to see you before his speech. So please, go to the throne room once inside. That is, after I take your hand, of course.
I offer him my hand, just like Conrad did earlier, and then his head bursts into flames. No. He grips it tightly and closes his eyes. He squeezes it a little tighter, like it's not working. In fact, this seems more intense than Conrad's reading. He shifts in place a little bit, almost uncomfortably.
I must apologize. This is difficult. Normally I can do this naturally, but there's just a lot to process here.
I look at Conrad and we exchange awkward glances, but before I can speak up, Lito pulls back.
Huh! Well then, that was something else. Thanks for letting me read you, David.
Wait, what? I asked him what he saw.
Enjoy your stay in the castle. Please see Velasquez as soon as you can. Let's not hold up the line any longer.
The guards beside him opened up the gates. We're pushed inside without any warning. I turned back, but they quickly lock us in.
So much death.
Would you like to save your game? Yeah, and I guess we'll keep going. The achievement says that was ominous.
Yep.
Well, yes.
I don't think we should keep going. I think this is a good place to cut.
Really?
Yes, it's 20 minutes.
Oh. I wanted to end the game. Okay. Conrad Gates Lito X.
Okay.
What? I feel like somebody mistyped the naming of the area.
Maybe.
Or they forgot to change it.
Maybe.
That's funny. Okay.
Until next time.
Bye.